Alchemy of the Mind: How Spirit Shapes Reality and Transforms Matter. In 1382, the famous alchemist Nicolas Flamel would have accomplished one of the most mythical quests in history, the discovery of the Philosopher's Stone. This legendary stone would have the power to transmute any metal into gold, but above all, to heal all diseases and grant immortality to the one who possesses it. It is, in fact, from this quest that the famous legend of lead transformed into gold was born. But is it really a legend, or rather a truth carefully hidden through the ages? Well, know that it is scientifically possible, and today quantum physics proves it. If that seems unbelievable, listen carefully. Thanks to recent advances, we now know that everything in the universe is made of one and the same substance, what we call matter. Whether it's gold, lead, your own body, or even light, what differs is only its degree of vibration. In other words, everything is the same thing, only the frequency changes. And what that means is immense. If one could change at will the vibration of an object, then it would be possible to transform any metal into gold, but also to make gold appear instantly simply by restructuring the atmosphere. But that's not all. It would also mean we could modify the very structure of our body, making it immortal and unchanging, simply by adjusting its vibratory state. If all this seems complex to you, stay until the end, because we're going to explain everything in detail. Even if you've never studied alchemy or quantum physics, I guarantee that by the end of this video, everything will be clear. And above all, get ready, because in the upcoming videos, we will experiment with the transmutation of metals in real life and show you everything on video. So, subscribe now and give a maximum of thumbs up, because this quest, we're going to live it together. Let's begin. First of all, what is the Philosopher's Stone? Where does this legend come from? According to texts, the first mentions of the Philosopher's Stone go back to antiquity. The Greeks, Egyptians, and Arabs searched for a legendary substance called the Philosopher's Stone, which, thanks to its alchemical composition, would be capable of transforming any metal into pure gold, granting immortality to its possessor by renewing their cells, and even more. For them, this mythical substance was thus considered the ultimate goal, the key allowing one to surpass all human limitations. Abundance of wealth by transmuting metals into gold, the end of diseases and death through immortality. Thus it was seen as the absolute great work, an infinite power capable of freeing humanity from all its constraints. But this legend grew even greater when a famous alchemist, Nicolas Flamel, allegedly succeeded in finding this Philosopher's Stone, transmuting metals into gold, attaining immortality, and living in abundance, after deciphering a mysterious alchemical book. Centuries later, another man named Paracelsus, a famous alchemist and physician of the 16th century, also claimed that the Philosopher's Stone was much more than just a transmutation secret. For him, it represented the universal substance capable of healing all diseases, offering eternal life, and revealing the hidden secrets of the universe. Thus, from antiquity to today, the Philosopher's Stone has been at the heart of the greatest alchemical quests, perceived as the greatest mystery in history, the ultimate secret reserved for those able to decipher its laws. But then, does this stone or this universal substance really exist? And if so, have some actually found it, as the legend of Nicolas Flamel suggests? And if it's all true, why doesn't the whole world know about it? Well, we're going to answer all these questions. And spoiler alert, the Philosopher's Stone does exist, but not in the way you imagine. The greatest error passed down in these legends was the spirit of duality. This false belief that the Philosopher's Stone was a physical stone, an external quest, an object one could find somewhere. But the real process begins in silence, at the heart of one's own being. To fully understand all this, we must now enter the concrete and purely scientific explanation of the first step, which is understanding reality itself. So we will very simply answer an essential question. What is reality, and how does matter itself take form? First, it's essential to know, and you probably already do if you're interested in alchemy or have read books like the Kabbalion or the Codex of Elohim, that everything is mind and the universe is mental. Scientifically, it is now proven that everything in the universe is spirit. That is, the original substance of the universe is spiritual. This is a key point that many physicists like Niels Bohr, Werner Heisenberg, and Max Planck explained through the uncertainty principle, wave-particle duality, and many other demonstrations. Thus, we understand that spirit is the original substance of reality, from which the visible world is formed. In more scientific terms, physicists explain that spirit, through the process of consciousness, perceives possibilities within itself. And once structured by its intention, these possibilities take a visible form. To illustrate this simply, when you perceive a possibility in your mind, like for example, being perfect, then that possibility already exists. Otherwise, you couldn't even conceive it. Then spirit, like a seed, implants this idea within itself and maintains it, until it crystallizes and takes visible form in perceivable reality. This process is called manifestation. So the only thing that differs between matter and pure energy is vibrational degree. In fact, whether you're aware of it or not, you're already doing this every day. So we now understand that there is only one mind, one being. All forms of life expression, human, animal, plant, or even mineral, are just expressions of that same being. Just like a tree can grow infinite branches while remaining the same tree, everything in the universe is one and the same thing, one single spirit. So at this point in the video, you understand that this spirit is unity. That is, it is the all, the consciousness of all, and therefore you are also that. That means this spirit is the original substance that makes your body move, but also the one that structures your environment. It is unity, the only spirit. From this state of being, this ultimate state of consciousness, the being is aware of unity. And so it is the spirit of humans, animals, plants, and even minerals. It is the one spirit, the great creator, which is none other than God. God is the perpetual principle that maintains the universe as unity. He is the total sum of the visible and the invisible that fills infinite space. God is represented by a state of consciousness, and every living being is God. Unity is already established, and that is a major fact to understand. Now it is up to humans to become aware of it. Consciousness is simply the moment when man realizes he is all, the moment when man realizes he is God. This state of consciousness can be expressed as the state of being absolute love, which is simply the recognition of the unity of reality. It is when the being affirms, "I am God," with conviction. Now maybe you're wondering, what's the connection with the Philosopher's Stone and immortality? Well, you're about to understand. In reality, the transmutation of metals into gold, immortality, or cellular regeneration were only effects of a cause. Let me explain. If you've read the Kybalion, you know that every cause has its effect, and that what we call chance or luck is only the consequence of something created in the mind. Because as you've now understood, everything is spirit. The universe is mental, so there had to be a cause to produce that effect. And what is that cause? Well, the cause is mental transmutation. The Kybalion and the Codex of Elohim also teach this. The true alchemical transmutation is a mental art. This means that man's spirit must first recognize its unity with the all, as if individual consciousness must merge with universal consciousness until there is only one. In truth, unity has always been present, but it is man who must recognize it. He does so by affirming with sovereignty, "I am God." That is the moment when the Creator realizes he is one with his creation. And this mental transmutation, this shift from man to God-man, that is what transcends reality to the same degree. That is when the true alchemical transmutation occurs. Man, like a raw spirit at the beginning, sculpts himself until he masters himself by his own law. God. He has sculpted the Philosopher's Stone, which is the perfection of spirit. It is unity. It is at that moment that man reaches his ultimate state of consciousness, which is God. It is here by spirit that man learns to master his own universal substance by recognizing himself as one with it.